Descent's going to be beautiful. Still get nice views on the way down. And then we go into a lush forest. It's like a jungle. Very overgrown, very primitive, no humans out here. We had Haskell Peak to ourselves today, folks. And this has been bringing Bigfoot investigators, television show producers out here for the sole purpose that they want to find Bigfoot. Careful, Tammy. And very few people do, but some people come up here and they've had some horrifying experiences. I've had a few ones that make me scratch my head. I can't say anything like that's up here. I did find a track. I've seen other people find tracks up here. We get reports, all that good stuff. And after reading the Bigfoot kill site story, or about the Bigfoot stake by Justin Smea, it's got to make you wonder, maybe something's going on down here. Maybe there's bipedal bears, maybe it's Bigfoot, I don't know. Maybe the story's true, maybe it's not. But sightings been taking place for a couple hundred years and are told by the local Native Americans. So it really won't matter what hoaxes people create. We know they're real, we know they're out here. We're just in off Haskell Peak. And boy, was Haskell Peak totally awesome. And I'll tell you what, folks, it wasn't that hard of a climb, but it's a hell of an ascension for 2 miles. That's the difference between a 6-month, you have 5 miles to Castle Peak, but it's gradual. This is, it's 6 miles to get to the peak. This, you get to the peak in 2 miles. It's intense, it's intense. But we did climb it, we did summit it. I know senior citizens summit it, so, good for them. But good for us too, because when you have knee problems and all that, you have to work twice as hard to get to the peak. It takes you twice as long, but we took our time, we did it, checked dry creek beds for tracks, found a track. Overall, it's been a good day. Had a picnic on the peak, ate very well. Like I told you guys, what we had earlier was just stellar. A lot of goodies, a lot of treats. I feel energized. Drinking some Powerade right now and just chilling out with my pipe. Smoke a cigar maybe. When I get halfway down, I'll smoke a cigar. Or when I get to the Jeep, I'll smoke one and just go for a nice ride up to this hidden pools where we're going to look for muddy tracks. It's a good day. It's a good day. Crazy Horse said, it's a good day to die. I'll tell you what, if I died here, at least this is where I'd be dying doing what I love. Looking for Bigfoot and hiking in these damn mountains. Even if it kills me. Even if it kills me. I want to thank everyone for watching our videos. You guys have been so great and so supportive. Yeah, we get our trolls and our haters are just jealous because they can't have this. We do have it. But those that really appreciate the videos and you send kind words, comments, and you want me to keep going and you want to see more and learn more, we love you guys. That's why we keep our doors open. That's why we keep doing what we do. No TV show, no antics, no, yeah, there are jokes, but there's no hoax. You know what I'm saying? We're just totally genuine, looking for the strange, Bigfoot, the paranormal, cryptids, monsters, the unexplained, whatever we can get our hands on. And sometimes some places we go, we get a picture of UFO or a video. We get good stuff, but we do honest work. There's nothing skidded about what we do here. I'm just hiking through, no skits, and giving you guys some history, some mystery, playing in the snow, obviously ripping them in the snow too. What I'm doing is I was creating this ice with the gas. It's this misty ice, so it cools me down. You mix the gas with the snow. It's like dry ice, man. Keeps you nice and cool. That's what I was doing, yep. Here's the snow patch. The snow patch looks funny from up on the peak. It's like, whoa, we were down there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, it's quick. Some guy said 30 minutes to descend to his vehicle, to the road, the old logging, mining road. It's a nice road. Man. Cool. Jared's way behind, man. I don't know. We need to wait. He's really falling behind. I know. It's fun to pick on Tammy.
It is.
See, folks, that's paradise. I took a dive in that. I also went skiing. Jared, tell Tammy about my skiing.
Oh,
Tell her I'm ready to snowboard, man.
yeah, he was redneck skiing by his
Redneck skiing.
And then he ran and he skid like freaking 10 feet, right?
See, I lived in Florida for a few years, and I learned a few things. That you don't need skis or a snowboard to have fun. All of a sudden you just run and friggin' go for it. Hope for the best. Redneck skiing. Somebody had to invent it, and it was me. It was me. But I didn't invent the car grill to make hot dogs and hamburgers. That wasn't my idea. Where you take the radiator grill or the car grill where there's bugs stuck to it. Do not disturb the wildlife. Rule number 1. I can't get him. I can't see.
Let me see your camera. Can I see it?
I can talk to chipmunks. Did you know that? When I was at Yosemite, they sat next to me. Even though I had no food, I just talked to them. And then I talked to chipmunks over at High Camp up at Squaw Valley. Sitting up there in Shirley Canyon talking to the chipmunks that come sit next to you. You can converse with them, and they act like they understand. And they smile and look at you, and they're so cute. And then you realize, holy shit, they could be carrying the plague. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I don't care how cute you are. Do not get near me or bite my finger because that is death. Or you might make me turn into, what is that? When you turn into like some beast? Well, yeah, you might turn into, have some genetic problem, you know? You start looking like the Hulk or something. Or like a zombie, you know? Your nose falls off. Who knows, man? They're cute. You just got to respect distance with wildlife. Unless you're like me and, hey, the chipmunk just follows down. Unless you're like me, who likes to document wildlife, then I assume all risk. But I mean, if you're just hiking, man, and you don't have a camera, just say hi and pass by. Don't want to get the plague. Serious. Got to be careful out here. It's very rare, but there is warnings throughout the Sierras. I'll keep descending. And it's gravy all the way down. Welcome to the jungle. I heard that song twice on the radio driving through the mountains. Welcome to the jungle by Guns N' Roses. And I'm thinking to myself, man, we're going to the jungle, the Sierra jungle. This is a jungle, man. That's why Bigfoot's found here. When you see as vast as it is here, you understand why there's places man hasn't been here, where a whole tribe of Bigfoot could be living, fishing, cooking, drying out their meat, who knows, you know, making jerky. We don't know, man. We don't know everything. Humans are always learning. We don't know everything about this planet, so it's guys like me who do the field work to help others learn, and for me to learn and teach along the way, all in good faith, without earning a red cent like some people are doing. Oh, I seen Bigfoot and trying to get on all these shows and in all these books, and it's just like, dude, you got to earn your keeps in this field. Hike, put in the field work, explore, do videos, teach people, be useful, contribute to society in one way or another, but to this field, if that makes sense. So I'm going to continue to descend. Like I said, my intent here is good. The work we're doing is pure and good. It's just pure earned research, good family bonding time, and just sharing something with our friends, and I have so many across the globe. And this is for you guys. This is for you guys. Thank you for watching. I have video of both butterflies and photos of both butterflies. Awesome. I mean, the peak was full of butterflies. And, I mean, to preserve nature and to come out in nature, that's one of my first priorities of going out here. To bird, to look at nature, insects, anything, animals, wildlife, and to respect it as well. So I took some nice butterfly pictures today. I haven't got any birds. I did see birds this morning, though, on the road. I just seen a quail on the road. Serious, couple quail running around, waiting to be cooked like Cornish game hens. Oh yeah, folks, pay very close attention tonight. AngelOfThyNight Radio is hosting a special cooking show, and we're going to do Cornish hens, game hens. And I'll tell you what I'll call them by the end of the hike, okay? Or very soon, because I have to nickname all my dishes. So tonight, folks, I'm going to call my recipe Frankenstein game hens, or Frankenstein Cornish game hens. And you want to know why I'm going to call them that? Because we're going to put together a really freaky recipe and marinade, And it's going to be like Frankenstein. We're going to insert an onion in there and the cavity and stuff in. And I mean, we're going to bring this thing alive. And when you eat it, you're going to be like, oh my God, it's alive. It's alive. We're going to call it Frankenstein Cornish game heads. Lord Rick's Frankenstein Cornish game hens. We're going to do the recipe tonight, and I'm going to do the cooking show, folks. And it's going to be attached with our addition. Frankenhens? You know, I like that. Frankenhens. You know what? It's good that we have staff in the Paranormal Ghost Society. That's my secretary putting together some advertising. What do they call that? What do they call that when you start doing advertising and shit like that? It's some kind of sales where you pitch sales, marketing. Yeah, straight up marketing. It's like, no, man, it's not going to fly on the cooking show. You're going to get 50 less hits on YouTube. You need to rename it Frankenhens. Probably will double my hits, because then people don't want to see a long-ass title. They're just like, Frankenhens? What the fuck's he talking about? Yeah, Frankenhens. But I'm going to bring those fuckers to life. Now, they're frozen and dead at home right now, but when I get home, they'll be nice and thawed out. I'll be ready to shove some things in that cavity. We're going to bring that fucker alive. Be like it's alive. So anyways, folks, we're descending off Haskell Peak. We're going down fast, man. We've covered already a half mile, if not more. But the sun is killing me. That's why I got a hat on like this. Everybody's like, man, you always wear the hat lately? Well, I sometimes wear beanies and do-rags and bandanas. But I'll tell you what, this keeps the sunburn off my face and off my scalp. And I don't get skin cancer. So I might look creepy in the hat, like Mr. Creepers in the woods, or it's like some, you know, like High Hat, the legend of High Hat. He's got long nails and shit, like a vampire in the woods. That's what people look at me. They're like, shit, hide. Who's that man in the hat? That creepy man in the hat. So, but you know what? The only thing missing from this scene is my beard. If we had a beard today, I guarantee we'd see Bigfoot. I guarantee it. He'd be coming through the woods looking at me, thinking I'm part of his tribe, you know? Be like, oh, are you one of us? I'm telling you, man, I had to cut that beard for court. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to start eating, I'm gonna eat those Frankenhens and grow my beard back tomorrow. Oh, and next time I go Bigfoot searching in 2 weeks, I'll buy Lindsay Lakes. We'll find that Squatch. I'm a little crazy right now. Had a nice hard root beer. Just relaxed at the peak, and now I'm just like wired with caffeine and every other natural product. Like granola, giving me an energy boost. I want to hike and climb everything now. Probably because I'm descending. I'm like, oh, it's no big deal. Slip on a rock or two. At least we're getting down we're going like a quarter mile every 5 minutes. Be back at the Jeep soon. Then we'll explore the pond and head home and have a nice dinner tonight. Popping a pizza. Watch a series finale of Hell on Wheels. It's a good way to finish the night. Go see Ghostbusters. We'll go see Ghostbusters tomorrow too. That'll be the relaxation. Go to luxury movie theater, get myself a huge pitcher, huge beer to drink, huge beer.
Huge popcorn.
Yeah, giant soft pretzel. Seats reclined back, go to luxury theater, watch Ghostbusters 3 with class. After a hard day's hiking Saturday up to Haskell Peak and beyond, I could deal with that. Who you gonna call? Lord Rick, right? We're not afraid of no Bigfoot. We'll do the Bigfoot version. Bigfoot. There's shit down here.
Oh, that's nice.
That looks like a mountain lion. See, it's like a cat.
It's got a lot of hair in it.
It's mountain lion. Or bobcat. There are predators. There's also wolverines, guys. I was reading a report about wolverines up here on occasion being sighted. And the bears they catch are 600 pounds. People go hunt for bear, they shoot Bigfoot instead. I mean, it's just people got to know what they're shooting at and be careful and decisive. They do, man, they do. All right, folks, I'm at peace. There's not a human in sight. The apocalypse has happened. We're the last humans on Earth hiking in this neck of the woods. So if you're getting this, please beat me to space or another planet so I can have some social interaction. I'm just kidding. But it is funny. This is what it would be like in the apocalypse. If most humans died and you were in nature and you had to move around on your backpack, this is what we would do, man. Just hike where there's hardly any people and, find a safe spot. An area is safe. You can't trust people very easy. They'll rob your guns and everything, take on off. But you could form a community. If everyone was on board, you could have a group of 30, 40 people, all good people, working, growing crops, fishing, and it could work out. But humans can't coexist with each other. That's why Bigfoot is elusive. What do you think we'll do if we catch him? Experiment, shoot him, put him in a zoo? It's not right, man. These creatures may have been here before humans, but according to I looked at the petroglyphs, it seems like a flying saucer comes down and then they show a giant foot, and it tells me that there's more. There's some ancient alien shit going on, and maybe these creatures come from another planet and they descended onto this forest. They're very abundant here. And the Washoe and the Maidu have stories, and they warned the early Europeans, stay away from this peak, this canyon, because they knew these creatures could get mad and territorial. Like that lawyer had a stone, a boulder thrown at his car. They took off because it started harassing them. But Europeans were warned not to go to certain areas, and bad things did happen to them at times. And miners did document Bigfoot in these regions. So, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, and no trail there, but just make your own. It is what it is, but it does interest me. The whole topic interests me. And over my years, I've seen Bigfoot and had my own encounters, but I'm not making money and profit. And I'm tired of people profiting without evidence. It's not fair to guys like me, like my son and I. We have some good evidence and, vocalization, and people like to dismiss that. And it sucks. It's just like, it's like what? Because I'm not on TV all the time, I'm not here to get famous. Where I'm here to learn, we can, collaborate evidence, talk about it, maybe do joint investigations, but we have to start being civil here if we're going to find this creature and document it safely so it's not put in a zoo or shot at like the Bigfoot incident that took place here. A little baby and its mama. That's sad. That makes me very sad. And then the second baby was up in a tree looking down. If that's what happened, man, that's tragic. People panic. We need to educate people so they know that Bigfoot are generally harmless. Don't shoot these things. You see a baby up in a tree, leave it alone. Let it go. Let it live. Let it live. Trust me. If you let it live, it'll be good to humans. It'll never hurt a human being. But if you hurt it and it gets away, it's going to fuck your shit up. There's no proof he hit the female with the bullet and she took off. So I don't think they killed her. But I'll tell you what, they can get quite hangry. If you shoot a gorilla 5 times, it may not die and still kill you. Same with a chimpanzee. So Bigfoot's like 3 times bigger. Something to think about. Don't shoot at them, please. Keep them safe. They're wildlife, just like the butterflies, wildlife. Yeah, it's very steep. Straight up to the peak. We still climbed it. That's a notch in our belts. We climbed another peak. You got to be happy about that. How many friends of yours get to do that? The view is fucking awesome. I'm sorry, but it was worth climbing that just for the view. Just to sit up there and relax. Nice cool breeze. I loved it, guys. A special hike. I want to see some bear today, man. Film some bears. Talk to the bears. I always talk to the bears. And they're friendly. They're cute. They're friendly. Just got to make sure you don't get involved with the wrong bear. Some bears have a gentle temperament. Other bears will eat you. Just got to decide which is which. By then you might be dead. So you got to really think on your toes when it comes to bear. You could roar at them. I'll put my hands up and roar at him and show him I'm the king. I'm a lion. I'm king of the jungle, king of the seers. What? Oh yeah, please don't try this at home. I talk to bears sometimes when nobody's around. I see them and I talk to them. I'd seen the one bear and was talking to him and he looked up at me. It was a nice bear. But I'm telling you, man, if the hares stand up, they could charge in seconds. So you have to decide what bear has a gentle temperament, and I have to make that decision last minute. Like decide, is this bear worth photographing or, people shoot bear hair. Let's just leave it at that. And they don't like guns and loud noises. They get a run from people. But on occasion, people die. Someone did die recently from a bear up here. Got to be careful, folks. Carry bear mace, you'll survive. If you look bigger than the bear, it'll run away. If you feed the bear, that's a no-no. There's a lot of rules when it comes to the nature in the forest. Don't always do what I do. I mean, I followed a bear into the woods. I got like 10 feet away and I looked at him. He looked at me. Don't do that. And don't talk to them unless you know how to talk to them. I can talk to animals. I'm telling you, man, and they understand me. Same with bears. Now let's go.
Dr. Doolittle.
This is what I'm saying. I'm like my own, like, no, Dr. Lord Doolittle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
Lord
yeah,
Rick
yeah.
Doolittle. Remember on the show, Lord Rick Doolittle? Where I had Sneezer on, was trying to talk to him
Oh,
and tell people what he was saying and all that. Hey, man, I had like 20,000 people viewing that, man. Come on. They want to see me talk to animals. I think I have the ability to talk to some animals. I think they understand also my body language. It's kind of weird, but they do stuff I want them to do. Even,
Oh, look at that bee. It's huge.
but I'm not as good as those trainers on America's Got Talent who dance with the dogs and shit. I mean, that's not my field, you know. But I mean, some animals are smarter than humans think. And I'm telling you, if we talk to them, they will respond. Just like bear. There's certain bear, if you are gentle with them, they'll walk away. You know what I mean? They're not going to attack. But there's other bear, I mean, they will eat you. You have to, when you talk to these animals, your demeanor is what matters. If you use a very fearful demeanor, they may attack out of fear. If you get, you know, you got to think about those things. Look how thick the forest is. It's dark. Getting dark. It's darker, and here shields the sunlight. You getting a walking stick? That looks like a rotted one, dude. That may not work to your best interest.
I need to go to.
How was lunch?
Pretty good.
When we get back to the truck, I got macaroni and potato salad.
Oh, yeah.
But we could eat a pudding, dude. We didn't eat our pudding yet.
Yeah, we need to. Squirrel! Squirrel!
Woo! See if we get a response. Could bang on the tree too to get a response with a rock.
I could beat you at the Bigfoot call.
Well, I wasn't really doing a call. I was just kind of like making myself known to see if anything responds. No calls by voice. I'll lose my voice, man. Right.
I challenge you to a Bigfoot call.
No, dude.
Go on, do it.
What? You want me to do a Bigfoot call? Here. Watch. Woo! I want to see you do one.
Alright.
Come on, I mean, you could top that, right? I'm old. Well, I have no lungs. I smoke. I smoke cigars.
You ready?
Yeah. You don't have the vocals yet to get louder. But guess what? Guess what? Like father, like son. That's what I learned about this session. It's like he's not following far behind me. Give him a couple years, he'll be louder than me. Sound like a fucking lion in the woods.
Right.
It's like, what's that? Is that a lion? A friggin' bobcat out there? You know what I mean? Is that a mountain lion? Well, it's not Bigfoot. That's a mountain lion. If anything responds, I would love it. I'd get the camera rolling, man. I'd be like, oh, man, we got to get this.
Yeah, that was the best.
That was funny, dude.
That was.
See, I couldn't get the lungs, man. I guess because I've been hiking all day. I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I can keep it going for 5 seconds, maybe 3. You know what I mean? I'm old. We all get old at some point. That doesn't mean I'm giving up. It just means I got to tweak a few things. That's all. Tweak a few things. Bring a few more beers, whatever, you know. Good times, man. Good times. It's nice to bond with you, Jared. It's nice to bond.
That's fun with you, Dad.
You know how you bond is in nature. Because all good things in peace come with nature. This is peaceful. So good things come out of it. Once we get down the steep part, it's a gradual descent to the Jeep. See down there? We're going to the bottom of the canyon and the lake basin area. Yeah.
Well, here's the first part. How you guys climb up. It's steep.
Oh, it's steep right here. Don't slip and fall and bang your head on a rock and end up waking up 20 years later being like, shit, I missed out on the college parties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just be careful with your footing. Be careful. I'm
Right?
careful.
Got that right.
Folks, we like to try to throw in a little comedy with what we do. You can't all be serious. You guys won't watch my videos if there wasn't no comedy. You guys watch my videos because you like a few laughs along the way. That's what bonds people to one another, creates friendships, is laughter. Anyways, I'm going to head down. I got to be careful. So I'm going to film this, and when I get to the bottom, I'm going to shut the camera off because there's not much to see. Just, you know, if I hear anything, see anything, I'll roll the cam. Trust me.
Alright, Dad.
All right.
Awesome lion blowing up.
Okay.
Wait until we get down. It's gonna be so
Whoa.
nice.
Careful.
Well, I'm going to the cat.
No, no more shouting. I gotta save my lungs for the descent. I'm old, remember? Huh?
Challenge you to a lion roar.
No. No lion roars. Maybe a howl, but not a lion.
Ready?
I'm better at a howl. I'm a werewolf inside. That's why I'm so hairy. Just kidding. Okay, well, yeah. Mountain lions make that sound. I told you guys that was a worthy peak to climb.
It was.
We're almost back at the Jeep. It's quick to go back, you know. I got lots of wildlife pics. I didn't get no chipmunks or birds, though. I'll keep an eye for some chipmunks and some birds for the website. I like to get all kinds of nature so people can kind of compare to see if they have similar sightings of that type of wildlife, or if there isn't no wildlife due to forest fires or whatever. It's good to monitor wildlife. It's part of the preservation work we do to make sure there's birds in an area, you know. You stop seeing that, you know, if I don't film or photograph a lot of that, that means something's not right. And you won't get Bigfoot sightings in areas without wildlife, like such as deer. I seen a deer today, but you know, that's Bigfoot's food source. Vegetation, deer, smaller animals. Hell, people's lost dogs up here, which is pretty common. I found a puppy up here and found the owner, but I'm telling you, man, those dogs get lost. They get eaten by this creature. Carried off and eaten. People have seen it. Okay, folks, we're descending down onto a meadow in front of Jared. To the right, you can see it. So I'm saying there's no humans to hear you scream up here. Something gets you and you're dead. Who's going to hear you? Who's going to find you? You know? They'll find your Jeep, but they're not going to find you. A million places a person could hide in this jungle. It was a good hike, guys. It was a rewarding hike. It was. I mean, that's some of the best views in Sierra County we just seen. The best view, almost. And then you compare the hike, a beautiful forest, nature. You know, it's scenic. Good exercise, good picnics, cute little meadows. It's a nice place. It's worth you coming here. Very rewarding. Little exercise won't kill you. Sacrifice something and get something good out of it, like a good view. It's worth the sacrifice at that point. Okay, it's starting to level off. No more steep hills, but we'll still be descending on and off through meadows and forests until we get back to the Jeep. I love this forest. It's so thick you can't see anything in it. I don't know. He wants to eat the bark that the ants are producing or chopping up, which you might be able to, depending on what type of tree it is. But here's the thing. He's like, let's pretend like Mr. Rogers. So you might as well do it for real if you're going to do it.
These chips. Ready for this?
Come on, dude. What's that taste like? Did you know some barks you can eat? That bark you could eat too, but it doesn't have a very good taste. You better beef up on your survival. Or you're never going to survive in the woods. You're going to starve to death, dude. He's going to starve to death. He's eating bark. Okay, there are some barks you can eat. I know a few barks. That's not a sweet bark, though. You can't really nibble on that. Some barks are medicinal, though. According to the Native Americans around this area would come up here every summer and gather the plant life to make medicine for the tribe during the winter. You see what I'm saying, dude? These trees, this bark has medicinal benefits, but you got to read up on what does. That piece of bark probably tastes like crap, dude. So folks, if we're giving you a survivor video, make sure, you know, you find the right type of medicinal or vegetation that you can digest, because some will make your tummy ill, some have medicinal values, and some just taste like shit. This is Lord Rick, hiking at Tahoe National Forest. That's all we're doing. We're just descending down. You know what I'm saying? And it'll go into a very lush canyon. And that's where the Bigfoot are being seen or sighted. But I believe they come down from the peaks. Near the peak are mines. And they probably live in the mines or the caves, you know. That's why they call them rock apes. It's just really the new scientific classification, not Bigfoot, but rock apes. Even though there's 100 names for these creatures and cousins across the globe, they're rock apes. They live underground, they live in dens, high granite areas where there's natural dens, and they live in there, and they come out at night to hunt or gather. They're kind of tribal, you know, just straight up wilderness. They're straight up wilderness beings. Without the wilderness, they probably would die. You can't put them in a cage. So that's my whole point. Here's another tree. Remember?
Yeah. Wait, no.
We got like 1, 2 trees, maybe 3, and then there's a Jeep.
Yeah, yeah, cross.
We got to cross. Well, I hopped on this
Yeah, same.
and used it as like steps. Like that. There we
I
go.
just walked over.
Be careful not to fall on the trail.
Right.
Almost fell just now, just on a tit looking back, trying to make sure that I, you know, just kind of film what I just hopped. You could pop a knee socket on that thing. Jeez, be careful with that. Oh yeah. No, I got pretty good footing though. I don't fall hardly ever. Some falls would mean death. In certain places, cliffs and stuff we hike, you gotta have a steady hike, and be responsible, or at least ready for anything. Grab onto a vine if you have to.
Stinks like horse.
Horse poop?
Yeah.
I seen cow shit somewhere. It was very old. I don't know what. I haven't seen no cattle guards or anything, so I don't know why they would be bringing them up here. But you see that on occasion, and there is horse dung, and there is. I seen bear crap. I don't know, bobcat crap. I mean, there's wild animals. We're in the national forest, guys. No, this isn't the national forest. It's a wilderness. This is the wilderness. We're backpacking in the wilderness. There's nobody in miles to hell or hear us scream or yell or cry. We got to have supplies, drinks, food, water, Band-Aids, all that shit. 'Cause you just don't know, bug spray. You know, we got to be prepared for anything. This is good exercise in case the end of the world comes. We'll be able to do a hike like this. You know what I mean? Go up to a peak where there's no humans and spend a few days. Just got to plan ahead. Be a prepper. That's what this is prepping. To a degree. You got to exercise and prep. I mean, in the apocalypse, you're not going to have cars or anything running. You're going to have to hike to where you want to go. And you're going to have to cross the mountains to do it. To reach salvation, to reach other civilization, to help one another. You may have to cross the mountains to avoid being hurt by people who want to steal your guns or your food or rape and pillage, because there'll be no law and order. I don't know what that is, dude. I don't smell much of anything.
I just farted.
Oh, you just farted. That's not Bigfoot. Here, I thought those rotten eggs were Sasquatch. He smells like rotten eggs, and I find out that you're the Squatch, the mini Squatch, dude. All right, well, I'm going to call you Mini Squatch. I seen something move in the woods over there, but I think it was just a bird swooping down. It's kind of creepy, though. Never know if something's out there watching you, listening, staring, with its red or golden eyes, just staring. It's like it could grab you like a rag doll. Just grab you and run off with you. And what could you do, man, if it's 12 feet tall and weighs 1,200 pounds, screaming? It could take you miles on foot within a couple minutes, just running at 40 miles an hour. Better stay close. No way, nothing. Because, I mean, Bigfoot has kind of an attitude towards humans, and humans come up here with an attitude, so I'm not like that, but I've seen people litter out here and shit. Gotta treat the environment right. These are creatures of the forest. The forest belongs to them, not us. Just remember that, folks. Alright, I'm cutting the film. I gotta focus. What is that?
Cheez-Its.
That's not from us, is it?
Yeah, no.
I didn't.
It's a Cheez-Its wrap.
That was not there before. Look. I'll pick that up, dude.
Right now?
Yeah, put it in your pocket. Throw it out. Fuck it. Asshole fucking people. Dude, they don't clean up their garbage. I put my garbage back in my bag, go home, throw it out.
Yeah.
Even my empty bottles, everything. You know what I mean? I wonder why Bigfoot attacks people out here, and you know what I'm saying? That's why, right there.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid people. Pardon my French, folks. I just hate litterers. I hate people who burn the forest down, litter. You know what I mean? They have no respect for nature. They shoot everything. No respect for those type of people. But we're almost at the Jeep. We're in a dense forest part of the hike. Descending down. A couple hundred more feet to go, maybe another half mile. And then we're going to go check out some Bigfoot hotspots, a pond, and head home. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you guys how to make some freaking hens when I get home. I can't do the recipe in the woods. Unless I was, raising hens and was a wild man or bushwalker. There are human beings that actually go primitive. I've read about them. They live in the woods for decades, like almost nude, sleeping in a den. They have some little secret area they live. I mean, I found encampments of hermits. They're called hermits. and there was a few historical hermits back in the day here. But yeah, man, they live in the woods. They never shave. They grow hair all over their body and face. They become very feral and primitive. And they exist up here in the Sierras, too. Now, see, I see something like a bear. See, guys, a bear, I think, came through. It's a pretty round track, big round track, like a bear paw. Just be careful. There may be a bear in the area. Just forewarn you, stay together. Dry creek up ahead, too. Everything follows a creek, including Bigfoot. I'm sure of it. Not that it's dry anymore. They'll go where the water is, but when the water's here in the spring, I'm sure Bigfoot's taking up prime real estate here along this creek that's active in the spring. See, guys, the creek's dry. Sucks, man. No water up here. I'd love to see a little water, put my feet in it. It's too bad. Too bad. Not too much further, guys, till we get back to base and can have a bite to eat. A real bite, real food. Like this?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. There's a couple toes right here. Like something may have cut through the woods.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I mean, the branches are broke. That could be from humans.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Could be anything. Could be an animal. I don't know. Dog. A bear. Yeah. Still good that you're paying attention. Make sure you look up, too. Like to hide in the damn trees and throw rocks. I found that out a couple years ago. Shoo, yeah, remember? We were at the river. It's up in the trees, dude. It wasn't on the banks with us. I had like 3-4 rocks miss my head. And there was no humans out there. We parked at the little picnic area, walked down. I start measuring tracks, and rocks start flying past my damn head. Didn't want us there. It knew what we were doing. We're measuring tracks. Come on. It's obvious. We're talking about it. It's got good hearing. Doesn't want to be found out. Humans are destructive. Nice granite rock up ahead that a glacier left behind. Nice glacier up here. Form these rugged hillsides of Mount Haskell, which is a pretty intricate mountain, as you can tell. I mean, we're right below it or on the side of it. You can't even see anything around you for miles. So thick, the forest.
It's kind of exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yep, we're getting really close. So, yeah.
Make sure you get a picture of me in these weeds.
Indian tea supply.
Oh,
These were ferns.
wait. Further up.
These were ferns for this. And then you tie leather around and then a tick.
You could wear the leaves over you. The natives did. Some tribes did use the plants. I use the leaves to wipe. And they're soft and it's good to clean you could clean the dirt off your body. Oh, a shoe print down there? Yeah. That'd have been nice.
Because it's muddy over there.
Yeah, muddy area means tracks.
Oh, yeah.
But see, it doesn't, the mud's only in this trail area. It's, if you go up the hill and look, it's not really muddy up here. Yeah, it stops getting muddy. Hard to track anything if it stops. I got to go deeper in where it's soft, and then you can get tracks. So, this was an adventure, man. An adventure. We're not done yet, though. I gotta go look at this other place real quick. It's before I wrap up this documentary and this today's adventures and journeys and research and the strange things that occur out here, like Bigfoot sightings, or why is this way, what's this? Could this area sustain such a creature? You know, all those things we gotta take into consideration. Wow, we're descending quite quick. But we enjoyed our ascension, that's for sure. Got a taste for nature. Here's that meadow, remember?
Yeah.
We need to stop here real quick, though. I don't need to take off my bag.
I do.
Oh, okay. We can break here real quick. Just at the stump or something. Back from break. Gonna be heading on down. Just horse playing, father and son. It's a beautiful country. This was a rewarding hike. It really was. I'll put my mask away. I didn't scare you. Nothing but mini squatch in the woods. Mini squatch. It's mini squatch right there. Mini squatch. Climbs everything. Hops around and everything. Mini squatch. Just grow some fur, that'll be good. Yeah, assassin people. Hey, yeah.
Roasting battle.
Not a human in
I was
sight.
gonna give you a nasty look, but I could tell that you already had one. Get wrecked.
Kids these days. It's a different generation, honey.
Well, at least I'm not the one that when your musical teacher asked, "What's your favorite bell?" And at least I don't say the lunch bell. Oh. Boo.
I did. We also had a jukebox and listened to Pink Floyd. Those were kind of the good old days.
But you feed yourself.
Sap, tree sap. From them eating the log and.
Good job. Oh, this bad. Not that bad.
We take pictures of crap and put them online to show people there's predators and other animals out here, so people understand that this is the wilderness. I want people to understand we're in the wilderness and that they are here along this trail. And people say, oh, there's no animals out there. No, man, that's fresh friggin' dung out of something's ass. I don't know what kind of ass. I've been talking about my ass all day, and good thing I haven't filmed it. It's rather embarrassing, but But no, because this time on film we're talking about the ass of the ass of animals ass, and the feces that they make, and why there's hair in it, because they're predators and they're eating other animals. And so we're in the wilderness. We have to take into consideration that we could be at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to a Bigfoot. For all I know, Bigfoot could have been Bigfoot crap. And all that hair you see could have been a deer he took down last night. We don't know. We don't know. We always don't know. Test it for DNA. We could bring it home with us. You don't want me to bring it home, Tammy? You don't want me to bring it home? We have plastic bags. I have a glove. I got a nice white glove you can put on your hand, Tammy. You could gather the sample. Be a member of the team. Go to be a good spirit. Become a member of the Paranormal Ghost Society. Grab your first stool sample from the woods. Grab your first stool sample from the woods. Come on, man. Discover Bigfoot. You could even name it your own name.
How we were picking up the crap with sticks and sitting in the bottles, and
Tammy can name it Tam Squatch. If she discovers it, she's like, no, I don't want Sasquatch in the dictionary or the encyclopedia. I want it named Tam Squatch.
Oh my god. Wow.
It's funny, dude. Come on, man. I've been cracking jokes all day. I don't film, you know what? I don't even film half of them because I'm like, my friends always say, oh, you're just being corny. But I mean, I had to say that. If you discover a creature, you get to name it, right? So you know, you could name it whatever you want to name it. If you gather stool and it turns out to be a Bigfoot-like creature or an unidentified creature, I mean, that basically puts you in the history books. I mean, then you're really a notable cryptozoologist or biologist, with or without the degree. I mean, you come out here to discover new birds. I've seen birds that I've never seen or even heard of. Could be new species, undiscovered. Doesn't matter what it is. So if Bigfoot's a new creature, or we haven't discovered them yet, and we do, we can classify that and teach the kids in school about this creature. That it's a North American rock ape that probably crossed the land bridge in Asia and Russia, and you know, they evolve, and there's cousins and cousins. There's different types of Yeti or Bigfoot, different hair color and lengths and heights, depending on the ones in Florida are small. They don't need to, just like the black bear and the deer, everything's a little smaller just because of the type of terrain it is and fauna and the type of, you know, wilderness area it is. Compared, like in the mountains, bears can get 600 pounds. Bears in Florida, 150 pounds. Big difference based on region. Same with Sasquatch. Some are small, some are large, and some look very differently based on where they're sighted or where they've been for many generations, for thousands of years, remaining elusive in forests like these.
See a truck?
Huh?
A truck.
Oh, yeah, up here past the flowers. Oh, we're almost here. Awesome, guys. It's a good hike.
Yeah, it was.
Good job, son.
Good job, Sammy.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
Good job, everybody. Let's party.
Let's get sassy.
Good job, everybody. Now let's hit that potato salad.
I hate when you talk like that, God.
What?
I'm so used to your manly voice.
Yeah, let's get the potato salad. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's better. That's
Where's the
better.
potato salad? Yeah. There's some macaroni salad too.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Hey, smoke a cigar. A cigar. Oh, it's good to see the Jeep. Hopefully no bears broke the window to get in the cooler. That would kind of bother me a little. Is me? We're the same, Jared. We have the same ass. So if I'm ripping them in the snow, chances are when you're my age, you'll be doing triple that. You'll be a snowblower, man. Just stick your ass in the snow and fart. Snow blows everywhere.
Right, dude.
That's what happened to me. I was snowblowing today. Couldn't help it. Must have been that Marie Callender's or that Boston Market pot pie with all the trimmings. Throw out a few pieces of cake with that too. Oh, we're back in the shade. You don't see any handprints? But what about these thumbprints, dude?
Don't know.
Who did that?
I didn't.
You? Did you do that, Jared?
I haven't touched it.
It's weird.
That is.
Because I never touched it. I had it up the whole time and then I slammed it and I was the last one to close it and that wasn't there. It was clean. I cleaned these windows. It's a two prints. There is young Bigfoot seen that are 3 feet tall. They could easily make prints like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. That was a rewarding hike, huh? Huh? Shh. Just managed to have a mind of its own. Always have the hunting knife on you. Haskell Peak Trail. It's right here, folks, along the road. You just park right here on the side and then you can hike it up. I just gave you the whole trail up and down. Safety, you know, so people can learn how to get up here, take their families. You can take your kids on this hike. It's pretty safe. But remember, there are bears. Bring bear mace. Just some safety. Watch the rocks. Watch where you're walking. Don't stray off the trail. Don't mess with the animals. Don't do anything I would do. Let's just leave it at that, okay? But if I tell you could do something, do it. And if I tell you stay on the trail, follow it to the peak, it's very safe. You can take your kids, take your families, have a picnic. It's one of the best views in Sierra County and in Northern California, High Sierras. It's not the best, but it's the second best of this region. And now we're at the bottom of the canyon. We're going to check out the Bigfoot kill zone, have some potato salad. This is Lord Rick. www.paranormalghostsociety.org. We'll be back. A lot of rock slides There was a lot of avalanches in here
That's
too.
why I was worried about top, because it felt like it was just a big pile of rocks. Like, you stepped
Well-
on the wrong one, you could have went.
Well, there's some areas that drop off 20 feet. You could die. But I mean, if you're careful and stay in the middle, a little foot trail, you'll be all right. Just don't get near the edge. You could slide or trip or stumble your toe, you know. I mean, it's just safety, just proper
I was
safety.
watching this video on Facebook of this guy who was doing handstands on a little beam on a high rise.
Screw that.
I was like, what?
That's their adrenaline rush or their drug, but it's still, some of those people do end up dying, some of them performers.
There's another guy on one of those little hoverboards right by the edge.
Oh, yeah.
Like swirling in circles on this corner of a.
Well, look at, some people think what we do is extreme. You know what I mean? Hiking to peaks, looking for Bigfoot, you know, filming
compared to
nature.
that shit, I'm
Right.
hell, I don't even think I get on a hoverboard on solid ground, man. Those things look like an accident waiting to happen to me.
No humans, man. It's spooky. You know what I'm saying? There's no humans. It's very spooky.
Especially because this is a decent road.
Yeah.
And we were last weekend, or the weekend before last. It was a horrible road. And there was like a shit ton of people out there.
See what my GPS says. Yeah. Yeah, 79 out. Wow. No. Oh, let's see here.
It's kind of narrow here, huh?
Yeah, I got fucking weeds out hanging in my window and shit, man. Look at that. It's alright. I love the primitive. You know what I mean? I like it primitive. Not maintained, because it's more fun that way to journey through it. I'm okay with it. This is not for everybody. But you know, like I say, some people might think what we do here is extreme, but I feel comfortable with it. This is comfortable for me. I'm not scared to be back here or looking around. It's beautiful back here. It's peaceful. There's no cars. The air's pure. Alright, onto the Bigfoot kill site, and then I'll talk about it. The reports and what he stated on the show doesn't match with the coordinates of that area. It's hard to say if everything was accurately told. A lot of Bigfoot hunters go to those coordinates. I don't know why, there's nothing there. But I didn't go far enough in the woods. I'll look one more time. There's an area up here I want to park too that has tiers of rocks. That's pretty cool to get a picture of. Might even be a little muddy for tracks. See how good this road is? Amazing. Seen a deer here earlier. Too bad I didn't go slow. I could have photographed or videotaped him better. I didn't know. Sun gets in my eyes, man. Can't see. I think what I want is this area up here with the rocks. Maybe not. No. Well, no, this is just... I mean, yeah, see, there's a creek down there. Man, look at these dense woods. In the mornings, it gets real foggy out here also. I mean, anything could be out there, you know? I'm a firm believer. I keep an open mind. This area, maybe. No. Let's see. Yeah. I need to go take a couple pics up here. You guys don't have to come.
A little bit further up in the shade.
I can do that.
That's cool. Just my arm was roasted.
All these rocks that are here is a good area to look for tracks, just because I mean, these creatures love rocks, and it's like a playground kind of like, and it's tiered. And this kind of fits the description of the kill spot too, but it's not. Those aren't the coordinates, so unless someone's lying, it's the internet, you know. I'm gonna stop up here and look for some tracks. you know, like I say, a rock ape's playground. You'll understand what I'm doing. Look at that. There's water running here. Good spot to search for tracks. I see a lot of small animal tracks. I also see where the ground's been stirred up a little. Like here, something came through. Not too far from the Bigfoot kill zone, or where the Bigfoot stake was found. I, however, don't see many tracks to ground. It's, you know, summer, drought, ground's a little hard. Oh man, I get sidetracked. Here I am photographing and chasing butterflies. I wanted to check here. Like I say, the creek runs by, and plus it's like a rock ape playground. You could picture a, you know, a small Sasquatch hopping rock to rock. So, nothing here but a trickling creek, a few rocks. But the ground is soft in certain areas, and it looks like something may have walked through at one given time or another. One more soft area to check. Oh, yeah. At least I could say I was thorough. This creature could be sitting 5 feet away and I'm not going to know it. I have to stay still and silent. It's soft, but there's nothing's come through here. Looks like an animal path though, huh? But there's nothing there. Okay, let's go to Bigfoot kill site next. Just go a quick stop looking for tracks, Lord Brad. Well, here's the thing, okay? Even if it was a bear, it's not very good hunting or sportsmanship to drive by it, stop the vehicle, point your rifle on the door and shoot it. I mean, they will stare at cars going by, but that's not a fair hunt, you know what I mean? And it should be banned. You shouldn't be able to use your vehicle to fire a weapon anyways on an animal. It's a natural shot or nothing. Don't lean it against your door and take it down. But I mean, I you know, hunters are walking the fence. They have their own theories of what they can do and can't do, but there's some rules are there to protect the wildlife, you know. And Bigfoot is a federal protected creature. I mean, you can look it up. There's laws protecting it. So yeah, it's not good to shoot them or harm them in any way, unless it's absolutely necessary. They're charging at you full speed and going to eat you, you know. But that's usually, I mean, something that you don't hear about. He says that he shot it 100 yards away. Okay, this is in a meadow, and these are the coordinates it gave me. Okay, and if you were in your vehicle, it's only 50 feet to the woods here. Okay, it's about 80 feet to the woods. He said he was 100 yards away, which would be 300 feet. You can't even see 300 feet into the woods. They're about 70 feet right in front of Jared. So that's the first thing. But here's what happened. Two hunters were driving down the road, looked over. These are the coordinates. Maybe they're not accurate. There's another meadow here we'll stop at. But the hunter's like, oh, there's a bear standing up. Got out, pointed his rifle, shot it, heard it scream after hitting in the chest. It ran off, and then he heard a loud crash, which is typical. And when you hit something hunting, like a deer, it'll crash hard after a couple steps. Yeah. Then he walked up to an outcrop, and there was one sitting on rocks and outcrop. There's no outcrop by the road.
No, there's not.
Look, there's no rocks where something could stand.
No.
And he shot the little one, and there was a second juvenile, and he didn't shoot it. He got scared, but he dragged it into a bush. Came back 2 weeks later when it was snowed over, and only found pieces of meat, which were tested by Dr. Melba Ketchum.
Yeah.
Very famous for doing Bigfoot DNA test, and has done some good work.
Yeah.
I don't agree with all the doctors' views on things, but for the most part, we're on the same page, right? Tested it, turned out to be a bear. The thing is, there's no evidence that this had ever happened. But now there's conventions, and it's all about money, you know what I mean? These people claim, oh, I did this, I claimed that. I'm not trying to piss on anyone's parade, but where's the evidence? It's all hearsay at this point. So
Yeah.
these are the coordinates I got online.
Okay.
They were on 3 different websites. We got to go about 50 feet back, and that's where it said to take place. Now, I don't see, now I'm sitting in my Jeep, I can't see 100 feet, 300 feet down. So I don't know how he shot something 300 feet down. It's a steep hill. But there is a big meadow coming up, and it goes down the hill. Maybe that's where it is, and it's just, he's just giving this is the general.
Yeah.
It might be a little over where that huge opening is in the meadow, but still, you'll see. I'll show you. I don't think a gun could reach it.
No.
So we don't want to, hurt these creatures. Just study them. If we don't know what something is, we shouldn't shoot it. They weren't sure it was a bear. They went up to it and hid the body out of fear that they'd be in trouble. Well, it's like, yeah, because it had human features.
Yeah.
But he also said it was hairy like a bear. So, because I've listened to radio interviews and statements by the individual who had claimed to have shot this. According to my notes, let's go back here. Let me get my GPS first off. You hold it.
All right.
Follow this line. We're gonna follow this into the woods.
And then hid the bear, and somewhere behind a bush. And waited.
Well, it could have been a mistaken identity, because the bears had enlarged heads, but some bears and other creatures, mammals, have genetic disorders. But here's what happened. The guys were coming down the road, okay? We looked 300 yards into the meadow, whatever, 100 to 300 yards, and thought it was a bear. Parked the truck, the hunters parked, the one hunter, Justin Samea.
And he shot a bear?
Well, Justice Samea was probably hunting for bear, and he seen it standing up, and it was a mistaken identity, and it turned out it was a Bigfoot-like creature. The problem is when he went to go check out that he shot it, when it stumbled, I got stung, dude, by a bee.
Ugh. Back. Yeah, stop walking.
Okay, the problem is, okay, here, stinger broke off. The problem is, okay, keep following it.
Okay. So, go this way.
Oh yeah, well here's the problem with the story. It doesn't go 100 yards back, drops off, dude. So how did he see something standing? Bear can be bipedal too. It doesn't mean it's a Bigfoot, but he shot at it, right? And it screamed, and I guess it ran on 4 legs all of a sudden. He says like kind of a gorilla and a bear, sort of.
Yeah.
It had blackish brown, blackish gray on the arms, probably an older Sasquatch, and brown, I think, on the body.
Yeah.
I mean, they come in different human hairs.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, no, he ran up and seen 2 smaller juveniles. They were short, maybe a couple feet tall, hairy, and one started to approach him like down on an outcrop, a rocky outcrop, and was looking down, and he shot that, put the body in a bush and left. No evidence, nothing.
He said it was looking down at him.
Yeah, well, we're going down.
So, if he was up here, then how would it be looking down?
I'm thinking it's the meadow where it's wide open.
Yeah.
But I mean, a bullet still couldn't reach that far, I don't think. I mean, yeah, you could reach it 300 yards, but you got to have must have had a high-powered rifle, because my rifle wouldn't have been able to do that. Shoot 900 feet is a hell of a shot.
Still in the same spot.
It says 50 feet. It doesn't make sense, but these people get famous off their stories, radio shows, books, TV shows, and it's like, well, there is no evidence, it's all hearsay, and so I want to check it out, and you can see, folks, I'm 100 yards off where he said he took the shot. How would you see anything standing from the road down here? How would he see it? And then he dragged it in the bush, came back a couple weeks later because he was worried, wanted to see what the hell was in his conscience, and sure enough, there was just pieces of meat. No Bigfoot, no little Sasquatch. Maybe they moved the bodies after he shot them. Otherwise, maybe it was just a bear because he found pieces of bear flesh. I mean, it turned out it wasn't Bigfoot, it was bear. I said they had large heads. He said the figure had rolled down the hill. I mean, yeah, there is hills, or wherever it was from. But this is supposed to be it. There's another area up the road we'll look at. It's a huge, pretty meadow. I'm thinking that something came down here, though. I mean, there's animals. This is kind of an animal path. You see anything, though? Yeah, there's nothing that signifies Bigfoot down here. But we still had to look. People asked for video. They wanted to see the pictures. What makes this less credible is he should have came back with the video and at least filmed the location. You know, I mean, everybody has a right to know. It's not because I want to make money off it, but I have to study this location. I have to know, is it a migration path? Are they feeding here, mating here? I got to know these things. Because it's very unusual for someone to drive by and encounter 3 Sasquatch, two juveniles and a female. Yeah, well, the male probably was out hunting or gathering, and you know what I'm saying, dude? So you're about 150, you're about a couple hundred feet from the vehicle. He said he shot like around 300 yards. That's like 900 feet away. The meadow that I see that's 900 feet away is further down the road. We can go check there. Because this was rough coordinates. I don't think they're exact, just general areas in here. And we're looking for a meadow. There's no meadow here. There's a meadow a little further away. Why don't you come on up, dude, unless you see something. Do you see any broken branches, anything weird? All right, because we could start tracking something if we can find broken branches and tracks. Huh?
See it? It's like, see,
Hands?
yeah, I'm thinking so.
No. Dude, that's a print.
Yeah. But look, you can see the little impressions right here.
Look at the end.
Yeah, I know.
Like a big toe
Yeah.
made that impression. Look.
Yeah, I know.
And it's
And
just
the
random.
heel.
All right, let's get out the measuring tape. Okay. We're near the kill zone coordinates. Of course, I think it's just a general idea within a few hundred feet. The hunters claim it ran across the meadow, or it was over in the meadow. There's a meadow a few hundred feet through the woods here, but we can access it via hill. There's a little hill, a grassy hill. We can access it better and get pictures from about 300 feet down the road rather than go through this rough terrain. But we are coming down this rough terrain in the woods just to look around the woods for tracks, and Jared found this track. Okay, now it's a surface track, so which means it's not very deep. That's because it's very dry. It's kind of rocky. There's pine needles, so it's not very well defined. But you can see right here, okay, this is the heel. You see the heel? And you come up, you have what looks like toes.
Yeah, look right here, the big toe. See that
Well,
there?
yeah, we have, look, there's a toe here, a toe here, a toe here, a toe here. It had a wide, you know what I mean? It had a span of toes.
Yeah.
But you can clearly see, I mean, it's just it's a surface track, so, but the dirt is pushed up right here.
Yeah.
Where something's pressed down, which means it had weight. It
Yeah.
put a lot of its weight in the heel, but its toes touched just enough to make a light impression. So this is this track, and it's the only one in this area, which means something was booking along the hillside. Look,
Running.
look behind. It was running because it was just like basically booking. But look, straight ahead. Look how rugged this is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's rocks, there's branches sticking up, brush, dry brush. I mean, something
I
just.
think we should follow this.
Well, something ran right along. There's no trail. It just ran through the woods along the hill. It wasn't going down where it's wide open. There's a meadow down there. There's a bunch of brush and open area. It wasn't running there. It was running across on the hillside. And just look, one print. And I don't see it. We could measure strides if we could find a second print. Like how wide did it step? We could see how tall it is based on how wide.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get a couple more pics. That's pretty cool, dude. About 14 inches, folks. From where the heel is to where the top toe touches, about 14 inches. Maybe about 13 and a half. But still, it's a single print and it's in very rugged terrain. And that's all. I don't see nothing else. And I don't even see my Jeep, so this is not the exact spot where he shot him. I'm thinking it's the open meadow over here. But still, to go run on chase after it, that's rugged to come down this hill to the meadow. It's not as rugged as this because it's open,
Maybe it
but
was
there's
trying to
still
get something.
brush. Yeah, well, I don't think it expected someone to drive by and shoot it. It was looking with curiosity, thought it was a bear. If the story's true, but I can't go by hearsay, dude. I got to have evidence.
Yeah.
This is evidence. This is a track in the middle of the woods. It's 14 inches. There's toes, and there's a heel, and it walks so hard on the heel it pushed up the dirt like it was
Yeah.
jogging, like running.
Yeah.
This thing probably was running like really fast and
Yeah.
just barely touching the surface of the dirt to not make tracks, but it made one. It's very light. It's not very deep.
Yeah.
But there's toes, and this is a track.
Oh yeah.
There are toes, and there is a heel, and that's not a barefoot.
No, it's not on it.
It's kind of long and skinny, like some of the cast is seen up in Santa Cruz at the Bigfoot Museum.
Yeah.
They're real
Oh,
narrow
yeah.
and skinny, but real wide at the toes, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Seen some casts like that. All right, let's get out of here, dude. That's all. Well, we can look for more prints, but we got to get out of here.
Look down here.
I mean, because we got to wrap it up and get to the lake, the pond for tracks, but we'll look for some more tracks before we go, like along here, and see where it was running to, okay? And look up in the trees, man. It might be up in the trees still. It's pretty fresh. It just happened recently. There's got to be another one. It was heading this way.
Yeah.
If we find a second one, that'll confirm it that something ran through here and was booking it.
Yeah, I know.
And, I mean, there are toes. Like I say, there's some round areas on the edges.
Because look, all these impressions.
Yeah, because it ran right through here, dude. Look how thick that is. We ain't getting through that.
So,
Look at that. That's a
wait,
rat's nest.
Where?
Through here.
Yeah.
It's bad, dude. Look, there's a rocky drop off.
I'm thinking it was running like this, and it was rushing, so it went like this, and ran right through. 'Cause look,
Is there weeds down?
yeah, look, holy crap, look, all these are broken and snapped. Something was,
I don't want to ruin the...
look, they're all snapped. It looks like something stepped on this and just snapped it all down. See that?
Yeah, that's fresh. That's green. So the tracks lead right into this brush. We'll go a little further. We need to be careful. Getting out of this rat's nest would be hell. Maybe this guy is telling the truth that he did shoot at one or... Yeah, but there's a lot of dead brush.
Yeah, I know, but so close.
Let's go.
Now let's go up here. Is this poop?
I don't know. Could be.
Probably not that.
Something did come through and went right through the brush, stepped on it. I'd have loved to see it running through. I don't know if you would have felt comfortable. It's 800 pounds running past you. The ground would probably be thump, 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 thump. You know, it'd be so fast and large. You would be helpless against it if it wanted to grab you and keep running with you. Over your shoulder, throw it over its shoulder, take you back to the den. Dude, I'm losing its trail. After this, it gets a rat's nest. You can't see shit. He described the heads as large. I mean, I do believe he's seen something. I don't know. You know, it could be something more to the story, and maybe that's why we're finding some tracks and shit up here. People are finding tracks recently. Dude, we got to get back up to the road here. I'm losing track of it. I don't know.
No, I know where.
It's a good little area to cut down to the meadow down there. So I'm thinking whatever it is, maybe he is cutting down to the meadow. Maybe there's still here if he did shoot at one or see one or whatever scared him. Like I said, it's traumatic, so maybe something scared him. We got to go up. We got to find a way up here, dude.
Yeah.
Look. We can go
Road right there.
right here.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the road so I can drive over and show the meadow where it fits more of a description of where he shot him at the meadow. So we need to look at the meadow. We've looked at the woods this is the woods behind the kill site, and then
Maybe he was right. Maybe something, like Bigfoot or something, heard something true.
well, yeah, we can't go that way. We need to go straight through here and then up. I don't know, dude, but that's a track. It's all by itself. And
Weird.
and plus the brush is down about 25 feet after. Something came through here with a bare foot. I mean, there was toes, and it knocked that brush, that green, thick stem, it broke in half, and it was on the ground, and it went right through that rugged area. Too rugged for almost humans. You know, I mean, there's too much brush and rock and thorns and stuff, but it could go through it. It has a thick hide. We're going to go up and cut left. I don't want to leave Tammy too long. So that's the story about the two hunters. There's been Bigfoot conventions where they spoke at. No evidence. I'll be skeptical. I have a right to be. I'm not discrediting anyone. I just, you know, I'm here to investigate and further research the topic and what really happened on that fateful day when Justin had shot two Sasquatch, juvenile and mother, or female. I have to know, man. I have to know. Huh?
Orange tape.
Yeah. What is that?
Warning tape.
Warning tape?
Yeah.
There's been some Bigfoot hunters back here.
This? Bound.
Let's go, dude.
Obviously.
Oh man, it's hot. I need a drink. Hey man, that's two tracks today. Found two tracks, some down brush, and I heard a vocalization this morning, like a growl. I don't know if that was a plane, but it didn't sound, it sounded like a vocalization, like there's nobody out here. So it's like, who the hell did that? There's no humans here. We got the wilderness to ourselves. The whole Haskell Peak area belongs to you and I. Oh man, nice track find. I took pics of you, you found that one, I found the other one. We're even. Nice job. Okay folks, these are the coordinates on the internet to the Bigfoot kill site. The 100-yard shot doesn't match. And I've seen even 300-yard shot to this area. Within 50 feet, it descends down in the forest, and that's where we found a track. So it's obvious that maybe in the meadow is where they were shot, but in the forest is where they hide and, you know, scramble and live culturally within this very remote hidden forest on the rugged hillsides that we just climbed and found that track. Good job, Jared. Awesome job. Do me a favor, I need a picture right here before we go, okay? Woo! Has some exercise on that slope. Do you think it heard us coming?
Huh?
You think it heard us coming when we parked up and ran?
I'm thinking
that
those
meadow,
are really fresh.
that muddy meadow might be a good place to check, but it's a little hike downhill over here.
We should do it.
Let's think.
We need to find out.
These are the coordinates,
Yeah.
but just a couple hundred feet is the meadow that it describes where he shot it in an open meadow. That's an open meadow down there. So I'm thinking that's it down there, but that doesn't mean they're not in the woods. You know what I mean? Just they're probably in the woods.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that they knew we were. I mean, that was a fresh track, dude.
was.
And something ran through there, and the brush was freshly broke. It wasn't even brown.
Yeah.
I'm thinking something we just missed it or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was right there, about to come out, and it hurt us.
And went around and watched.
Yeah.
And was watching
It
us.
probably ran, booked it, man.
And I might be scared of humans if this man shot a couple.
Right.
All right, let's get a nice photo of the rock formations.
Right.
So I mean, you know, but the coordinates are close to this meadow, and he describes a meadow, and then he says he chased it, went down there to check it out, and seen a second creature, but a smaller one, and shot it as it kind of made some moves towards him, like maybe it started to climb down off the outcrop, or you know, get down and look. But there's the meadow there. I mean, if you had a good rifle, you could make the shot, but it's almost a cliff right here. So it's like, how did this dude go down and cover up the body and everything else? You know, it doesn't. There's questions I have. I mean, if this dude's going to have conventions and speak and talk on the radio, there needs to be more accuracy in the story since he has no evidence in other exhibits, like him coming out and describing the area. Now, see, look, big open area with the view of the meadow coming up.
Yeah.
Hold on. See, you can park right here. But you can't. I'll show you up here. Oh, there's a bird. There you go.
Yeah.
Now check this out.
Whoa.
That's the only meadow near these coordinates.
Yeah.
The meadow's behind the coordinates, but way down where you're hiking down by the woods,
Yeah.
that's the meadow. Look how green, because there's a creek flowing. There we go. That's the, okay. I had to fix there was too much sunlight on it. Okay, so that's the meadow. That would be the only place to take a shot, but come out and tell me, do you think a rifle would make that far of a shot? How far do you think it is to that meadow? There's no road to this meadow. Look, there's no road to the meadow. The coordinates lead to the meadow. It isn't like it says that area, but there's no rock. There's some the rocks along the creek, but he doesn't describe that. He says the juveniles were up on a rocky outcrop. Below, he was below looking up at him, and then he hit one, the large Sasquatch. It screamed and fell over down here. But look, dude, that's a hell of a friggin' drop off. And then it ends in all this sharp brush and thorns. You can't even get to that meadow unless there's a way down there. But he describes it as pulling over, aiming at the meadow 300 yards away. The question is, well, see, nobody's really been to this site. A couple TV shows have, but that's the coordinates, right? Is right in this area, and it says the meadow. The meadow is the only meadow right here, right? Yeah. You can't go down here. It's a cliff. It just drops off right here. So how do you get down there to hide the bodies? Or how do you come back in 2 weeks and climb? I mean, you shoot all the way here? Wonder why he couldn't find nothing. It'd be gone. If you shot something, by the time you'd get through all this thick brush, 3-4 hours, it'd be gone. You can't even go through this brush. It's like 10 feet tall. Look how thick it is. You can't even go through this. And it's all the way to the meadow. And there's a huge open sandy area, and you can see a creek. There's a creek down here. I could see getting tracks here, but the only way to get it would be to where we're parking down that primitive hillside. And he said 100, on my papers, it's, I'll tell you, 80 to 100 yards, but I've also read 300. Let's say 100 yards is 300 feet, right? Well, that's more than 300 feet to that meadow. The stories just don't add up. The coordinates don't add up. This is the general area. I found a track. You found a track. We found down brush. Something big made the track and mowed the brush down, maybe heard us coming. But it doesn't make sense for a kill site. You can't go through this brush. I've been hiking in the wilderness for years. You could go down on your ass, and then it drops off right here, and there's like trees and brush for like 500 feet to the meadow. And they're like so tall and so close together. I mean, you need a chainsaw, you need a friggin' bulldozer. Now there might be a little road that goes down to that meadow, because there's a huge sandy flat area. I bet you it'd be cool to get down there, but I don't know. There's multiple roads. I don't see how, he doesn't describe it like that. He describes it, everything is described right here taking place where the meadow is. So folks, I mean, you decide for yourself with the Bigfoot kill zone. People have gotten fame, money, publicity. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying I think somebody should put further exhibits and effort into this. That's all I'm saying. I mean, coordinates online should be accurate so other Bigfoot researchers can do more work to protect these creatures. If I can come out here and film them, then the government will be more eager to protect them. But if people go here and shoot them and everything else and make hoaxes, it's not going to benefit the people who are really doing the research like me looking for Sasquatch. 2 great tracks, one on the side of a mountain. I don't know, it was 14 inches, it was long and skinny, there was toes, it was spooky, it went into some heavy brush, something went very quickly and down this green brush, something made the tracks. It could be a wild human, I don't know, but I'm telling you, I don't know how I would act coming across something barefoot, human, Bigfoot, whatever, running through the woods. You could see it was running, it barely made an impression. And the dirt was all kicked up at the heels. Something was running, pushing down, landing and running, and just kept going. Probably heard us coming. But this is the general area, and I'd say today's investigation is a success. We're going to move on to a hidden pond, check the muddy banks for tracks, and then we're going to go home and I'm going to make some Franken hens on our Angel of the Night radio show. And tomorrow go see Ghostbusters. This is Lord Rick. Check us out, www.paranormalghostsociety.org. I guess in the end, what I've learned today, I have more questions than I do answers. I want to know about the Bigfoot kill zone and what Justin Smea had witnessed. I need to see more film, better coordinates, so I can give my own scientific input in this, not for money or anything, but we're all trying to collaborate evidence, even other groups, and get down to the answer out here. And so this is Lord Rick of the Paranormal and Ghost Society. We're out of here. I want to thank everybody for following us up to the summit, all the way down to the Bigfoot kill zone, or the meadows, supposedly, where this incident took place a few years ago. Another thing, folks, is there's water running right here, a seasonal creek. I hear it trickling. That may explain why two Bigfoot, 2 or 3 were seen here. They were probably just getting water before sunset, and the guy opened fire on them. I mean, that's another possibility. Just theorizing. I don't know what's fact and what's fiction, and nonfiction and vice versa and fairy tales, but I'm here at least to look around and do my part, and I hope other groups will do their part as well if this case has any truth to it. Okay, we're going to head off. I just want to thank everybody for watching our videos. It's been a great expedition. Been kind of a Bigfoot type of day, I think. Heard some strange vocalizations, got a couple tracks. We'll keep on this. We'll get other reports on their site when we put this up, and then we'll be able to work off of that. So that might be the Bigfoot kill zone, but look, he could go down here. But look how steep that is after shooting something. I mean, that's, because you could go down and go right into the meadow from the woods on this side. But I'm telling you, man, what kind of person, I don't know. I mean, that's just a little bit treacherous and rugged for a human to make that much of an effort. And then to go back, he said, in the winter where they were snow covered, or to uncover the bodies and they weren't there. I mean, would you go down in the ice down that slope? I mean, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And I know some of the hoaxers do stuff to get famous, make a lot of money. Oh, I seen Bigfoot, I killed Bigfoot. But it hurts researchers like me who are out there measuring tracks and looking for this thing, because we want to protect it, but we want to classify it as well. And see if it's a cousin of Gigantopithecus who may have not died out at all, as humans thought they did. So, but we're slowly leaving this area. We'll be at Gold Highway soon, but there's a little turnoff for a lake or a pond. If we can get there, we'll check it out. If not, it's not a big deal. We've had a full day of scenic hiking and beautiful nature, and found a couple good tracks, which could be Bigfoot. Well, the second one Jared found is like amazing, because it's just on the side of a hill, and you see the toes and the heel. Something pushed the dirt up, and it's just a single track. The dirt's soft all around. It's just one track, like it leaped and disappeared. It's scary shit. And we're in the woods on the side of a mountain, overgrowing bushes and stuff. It could be standing 10 feet away looking at us, thinking, I'm going to eat these people, if it sees me. If they see me, I'm going to get rid of them. It's a scary scenario when you think about it. I mean, the hunters described it as kind of like between a gorilla and a bear, or maybe a human and a bear, sort of. Just basically a hairy, bipedal creature. But he also claimed it ran on 2 legs, one of them. And they can do that, too. They're fast, like a gorilla, run on 2 legs. You would never be able to outrun one. So, most Sasquatch are harmless, but there was wars hundreds of years ago between the natives here and Bigfoot, because the Bigfoot were stealing the women and the children, maybe even breeding with them, interbreeding, because they are mammals and human-like, have similar hair colors. To self-sustain themselves, self-preservation. And eventually the Indians fought back, and many were killed, and that's why now they've kind of just gone, they're very much a recluse in the wilderness, and sightings are rare, but tracks can be found if you go primitive. If you leave a trail and you go down the side of a mountain, if I stop here and go 100 feet down and I look everywhere for tracks, I will probably find one Sasquatch print or something with bare feet and toes. Just saying, based on my record of doing cryptozoology and looking for monsters in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. So here's the buttes, folks. The lake's coming up, or pond. I'm hoping to get a few tracks up there. That'd be a really stellar day. Maybe we'll get our own show. But look at the view up here, and here's another open area. Maybe this was the kill zone, who knows. But I'm going to park the Jeep here and get a photo of the Jeep. This is an awesome photo of the buttes. Wow, breeze feels so good. Woo! How's this for a view, folks? Sierra Buttes. Nice Sierra Buttes.
Window.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You go hiking, it helps with swelling. It brings your weight down. Like I've gone down a belt size today. Oh man, sorry, but I got to stop and get a selfie with that because that's a good shot of close. Where the basin narrows right here on the other side of Haskell Peak is where you get a nice close-up shot of the Sierra Buttes. Beautiful. Just nice scenic shot or scenic viewing area of the lakes basin, leaving Haskell Peak. Thought I'd stop and film it for you guys. It's a hell of a Bigfoot expedition. It will be memorable. We found some strange things up here. Maybe Bigfoot is prevalent in this region. Look at that. You know, when you look at that, anything could be out there. There's no roads or trails down there. It's just straight up cliff and rock and rugged terrain climbing on hillsides or steep sides of mountains. So you never know what's down in these woods. I looked down to see if anything's running. If something's running, I could zoom in on it and film it. See the muscles moving behind the fur. Could use it for scientific analyzation. I mean, we got to use science with this creature. We got to, not stupidity and make up stories for fame or money, but we got to study it and study the tracks and figure out what the hell is making these tracks. Okay, folks, well, I'm trying to get to this lake or this pond. I may have to park on the side of the road, go up the hill, but it's very important for me to look here. This is my own little thing. I've been narrowing down ponds in the area, trying to figure out which pond might be best to look for tracks. This is close near the kill zone, and nobody really knows about it. So, oh shit, this is where the fire hit. That's bad. 0.5 miles. That's scary. This is what chases these creatures out. It's, you know what I mean? This kind of thing. That's kind of creepy, huh? All the poles lined up with the buttes. You see that? It's either logging, but it looks like a fire. It looks like there's some of the trees look burnt. Yeah. A little fire happened. Looks like they caught it early because this is not burnt to the right of the road, just this little patch here. Scares me to think that a fire could take place here. Not only did the animals die, but it also pushes these Bigfoot-like creatures further into the wilderness, and then we don't have an opportunity to track it anymore, especially when they're up on cliffs and areas we can't get to. Right now, this is accessible. Who knows what the future might hold. What do you think that overgrown road leads? I mean, probably a mine, huh? That's where I'm thinking these creatures are. The kill zone, near the kill zone, are not only there's mines and very hard to get to meadows, which have deer and creeks that flourish with life, which makes sense why he's seen it in a meadow. It's probably in the evenings. It probably came out to get food, water, and oh, there's a human driving by.
Probably a bear all along.
It's probably a bear all along, and then he felt embarrassed. Found out later it was a bear because he handed in the thing.
It's illegal to shoot a cub.
Yeah, I know. Well, he handed in the famous bear steak, which is a slab of 7-inch meat that the doctor tested for DNA. It came back as a bear. It's like, what would a piece of bear flesh be doing? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, dude. It sounds shady to me, but that's my opinion. I'm sure their group will write me back and say you're an asshole, but here's my whole take. That's this trail. See the Howard Trail? The Howard Trail takes you to the lake. But it's not a lake, it's a pond, and I think it's too rugged. See, no vehicles?
Yeah.
Not recommended.
Look right there, you can see the big...
Yep. It's a 4-wheel drive road. It's doable, but my tire's so worn I won't take that.
Yeah, tires are pretty worn.
See, but you can see it on the map. Look. Yeah, folks, you can take this way to a lake. I'm not going to do it because my back tires are getting bald from the last 2 months of off-roading. But I'm going to tell you, you can take the Howard Trail It'll lead you to a lake, about a half mile, maybe a mile, mile and a half. You can walk it. Or there's a road off the 9 going back to the Bigfoot kill spot. There's a road that goes to the left, and it goes up and around on the back side of this. It's more of a pond. It's only a couple hundred feet across, but it's muddy. Good place to see what kind of wildlife drinks from there. If there's going to be tracks, I'd say they'd probably be up there. And if anybody wants to come up here for a second jaunt and wants to maybe park here and maybe do the couple miles of hiking, we can go check it out. But with my tires right now, I won't risk it. I'm not stupid, you know. I got the evidence I need to see that track that Jared found in the woods is authentic. It's the real deal. It's not like finding Bigfoot. You pull up on the side of the road. Oh, we got a huge track. You know, producers probably got a pole with a wood foot. But anyways, we're going to head out of the Lake Basin and head for home and cook them Franken hens. Get them all marinated for tomorrow on Angel of the Night Radio. This is Lord Rick. I'm going to slowly back. I just want to show you people the road is really rugged. There's a huge ditch. Kind of gets washed out. It says vehicles not recommended. If I get new tires and I'm up this way, maybe I'll consider taking it, or like I say, we can hike it. We'll do different parts of the lake basin until we see and do everything. So far in the lake basin, this first year I found some decent Bigfoot evidence possibly. So we're out of here. Thank you for watching our videos. Check out our site, www.paranormalghostsociety.org. We're going to descend down into the lake basin across very close to the Sierra Buttes, come out where Bass's Station is in Sierra City, and then head east, southeast towards Lake Tahoe. It's a Plumas and Tahoe National Forest. We're right on the border of them both. And you can see there's nothing for miles. And that's why the possibility of a Bigfoot-like creature existing in a place like this is very statistically high. Now I've given you guys something to ponder about. Please get out of your houses. I put these videos to get people more active and involved instead of these TV shows. And come check this out and collaborate your finds with mine. Let's talk. This is Lord Rick of the Paranormal and Ghost Society organization. We're more than just a paranormal group. There's places where there was rock slides and the forestry just didn't move the rocks, you know what I'm saying? I only film because Bigfoot sightings happen on these roads back here. So what if I wasn't filming and one ran across? That would suck and I wasn't filming. So I try to film when I come through these places. At least places like this. In 2 weeks we'll camp at Lindsay Lakes. There's also a couple other hidden lakes back there worth hiking to, backpacking to. Should be fun. Can't wait. Not too far from Bowman Lake. Very pretty area. It does get rocky in some parts. Nobody up here, man. No ATVs, hikers, campers, backpackers. I'm shocked. Fraser Falls looked at all the visitors while this place gets nobody. I guess nobody wants to climb the peak. That was one of the prettiest peaks I've climbed, or at least one of the prettiest views I've seen all year. Amazing. Just amazing. Worth the hike. Worth the uphill to see that. You gotta work for stuff, but the exercise is good. You know, I have no problem with good exercise. I lost some weight today, which I needed to. I mean, you know, eat apple pie, you go out to eat, have apple pie, cake, dessert, you know, that's calories. You got to burn them somehow. Saw Rock Ape's Paradise, Sasquatch's World, that's for sure. Some parts of the road get overgrown too, but it's smooth for the most part as you get near the highway, or the Gold Highway, as I call it. Not as bad as the roads I took at Bowman Lake.
Oh, God, not even close.
This is better on my tires right here. That other road is, they don't recommend vehicles. It'll take us up to a pond or a lake. You know, it's not that far, but it's rugged. It gets real rugged. Those roads that have those markings around here, like Meadow Lake has a few, you may not be able to turn around on that kind of shit. It's like you got to make a decision, should I or shouldn't I? When it crossed the vehicle out, it's basically saying no vehicles at all, really. Howard Creek. Yeah, I mean, that's where that lake leads from Howard Creek. So it's somewhere up there in the hills to the right, but probably high up on that road. It's steep. That's a nice camping spot. The creek's right there. Huh. Might be a good area to camp back in there. See, it gets wider because we're getting out of this deep primitive area and getting more to the Gold Highway where all the lodges and resorts and shit are. I think that's a wrap, folks. You know, I sit here and I do filming. You guys enjoy it. You tell me you enjoy it, so I keep doing it. You guys get to kind of go on an off-roading journey with me and feel like you're a part of it. And, you know, we appreciate that. I value that. That's why I'm glad when people view our videos and give us likes. I at least know, you know, we always get one asshole, you know, one asshole clown who said dislike. You know, it's like, why? You got to give me a dislike. You think it's easy hiking out here and being in the hot sun all day long and climbing on rocks? Did you see that dust over here? Yeah, that was what it has at Bowman Lake. Huge ass dust devils and shit on these dirt old logging roads and shit. Just wish I seen one person let me know that the world's still alive, that there's actually civilization exists. Yeah, Sierra Valley is definitely brown from the drought. That's all ranches, old barns from the mid-1800s. I have pictures of about 30, 40 barns there. A lot of ranches from the 1800s. They supplied the miners that worked up at Haskell Peak with food, beef, and other mines in the area, like the Sierra Buttes and Sierra City. Feed the miners in Sierra City. So everything was hand in hand around here. The meadows helped bring cattle and livestock and crops, while the woods and these rocky mountainous areas brought gold mining, the gold mining industry to the region. And these boom towns, these towns that exist, like Antelope used to exist up here, and they had the Haskell mine, the Prospect Tunnel, the Antelope mine, a couple mines up here, probably down those old overgrown roads. And that's where these Bigfoot creatures may live. They're known to live in caves and mines, man. I don't know if I'd want to step in a mine and be like, yo, my name's Lord Rick. Might have something sitting in the dark, sleeping, waiting to come out at night. You wake it up, that might be the last thing you see. Trust me. Wild animals are wild animals. I mean, we don't know if... I mean, these are wild, primitive creatures that are trying to, you know, survive. So we have to respect it. Not shoot it, but respect it. Very pretty scenic woodsy drive in the Tahoe National Forest. Tahoe Plumas. So we're right on the edge of both. Get the best of both worlds up here, man. This is what it's like to be in the Sierras. Welcome to my world, folks. But I'm almost about to pull out, so I'm going to cut the film off. I was just keeping it going in case I came across any Bigfoot-like creatures. I would have it ready for HD footage. I'm a smart guy when it comes to my work. I believe in proof, not just hearsay. There's a lot of hearsay with other paranormal groups. Some person took a pic of a boob. It's like, that's a Bigfoot print. It's like, you're not a cryptozoologist, dude. You don't know what... You don't understand how these creatures walk and how their feet and their motion of their body is. And that's, you know, a boob, straight up. But what we found today is a couple tracks with toes, which makes me question these tracks and wonder, did a Sasquatch creature like this make it, or did a human is there a human, a wild human that lives in these parts? There are hermits. We've seen hermit camps. Me and Jared found them and going primitive. And they do walk barefoot. They don't wear shoes, and they make dens out of twigs. Wow, look at that canyon. Anything could be down there. There's no trails or roads. Anything could be down there. Good a little ride out of here. But we're almost out. It's only like, you know, it was 9 miles from where we were at. So it should be another mile. We're out. Almost at the bottom of the basin. sure get my drink and my cigar.
It's still red.
Because you folded it? Huh? Yeah.
It's all swollen. It's got a big hard mouth.
Oh, they stung me good, man. On the hillside, it landed on the back of my calf, and bam, I felt the stinger go right into me. I didn't even move. It just stung me. So yeah, I mean, these bumblebees, there's different bumblebee species, but the ones found in the Sierras here, or the one species you don't want to mess with. They will sting you over and over. And they'll sting you even if you're not doing anything. Just being around them sometimes. I photographed one, he didn't care. But there's other ones, man, they fly around you and you move once, man, they chase you down until they sting you. They sting me right in the damn leg. I don't know what that was about. So now you got the hike in, folks, the hike out, the road in, the road out. I've been very thorough in this documentary. Like I say, nothing exciting, just a little humor, some family bonding, some history and research, some adventure, and some mystery, such as Bigfoot lore. I mean, you got to follow up on this research and reports, and when incidents happen like this, a group like ours has to follow up. We have to know. Really do. I doubt they'll appear in the same area, but I'm pretty sure they haven't gone very far. These Bigfoot creatures do live in the lakes basin of California. Mark my words, they're out there, waiting to be discovered. It should be the Gold Highway up here. Yep. And there you go, folks. There you have it. All it does is descend it back down to the bottom. Just surprised not to see a soul up here hiking, camping, anything. There's other roads that go to cool places too, and you know, but nobody's up here, man. No Jeeps, no ATVs, nothing. On a weekend, it's weird. Especially if all the Bigfoot reports and other groups. I thought I'd see another group out here looking at the kill site. Not today. It's just PGS and only PGS. These woods, man. Anything could be walking through them. If you didn't look to your left, you would never know it. Even a deer. Yep, here's Gold Highway right up here. Here's the signs for Haskell Peak. That's for bike riders. Here's a power line. They got resorts around here, historic resorts and lodges. A lot of historic lodges. There's Gold Highway. There's Haskell Peak sign, and there's a little camping area. Oh yeah. We're back on pavement. It's been a hell of an adventure. Awesome, folks. I'm at the Gold Highway. We're out of here.
That's okay, because to get bee stingers that get stuck out, you make a paste out of water and baking soda. And you just put it on top and then you draw it out.
Right.
That's what we stood across, man. Isn't that amazing?
Don't forget the brakes are getting
Yeah, I know. I'm putting new brakes on and a tire very soon. I love this place. It's my fourth time out here in a year. I love it. Hiking the lakes, mountains. Oh man, today was off the chain. Let's just leave it at that. Pretty cool. We're headed home. Woo! Awesome day. Awesome.